Hello, everyone. I am going live today to answer any of your questions that you have about building your funnel, about optimizing your funnel, about anything that you are working on at the moment. I am jumping in and answering your questions. I'm also going to go through the Q&A thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize questions in the chat. So if you have a question, hey, Margot, I can see that you're live. If you have a question, please pop it in the chat right now, and I want to prioritize that. And then once we've gone through the chat questions, I'm going to go through our questions thread and answer any questions that other members have popped in the thread. So let me know if you have any questions and I will get to that for you. Alrighty, I'm going to also pull up our questions. Let me make sure. Great. All right, Margot, let me know if you have any questions about quizzes. Sure, jump in. Please let me know, and then I'll pull up our question thread. All right, do you have a question, Margot? Let me know if you have any question about your lead magnet. Okay, I have a short quiz. I have a short quiz with a form because I was told if they are long, people won't do them. Okay. Is that your question? Or do you have more? Okay, so it only has a form. Do you think I still need a sales page for the quiz? Okay, well, you would need a landing page for the quiz. So like anything, you do need a landing page where someone can opt into the quiz. So I can show you an example of what a landing page might look like. Is that what you mean? Do you have a landing page already? Because you're going to need a landing page where they opt in. And then that should take them over to a page where they start doing the quiz. And the quiz should be handled inside a program that is optimized for that, for being able to deliver them the results and so on. Does that make sense? I think I need a sales page for the quiz. Well, it's not a paid offer, it's a free offer. So yeah, having a landing page will be great. I can show you. Let's see. So you're going to want a landing page. Which, for example, is like this. This is just one of my welcome email template, where people are going to pop their first name or their email address in, and they're going to be able to go, yes, I want to do the quiz. And then you'll take them over to the quiz. On your landing page, you obviously want information like, this quiz will help you and the 3 clear outcomes that will help them achieve. And then just another call to action for them to jump in and take the quiz. Over here. Oh, I don't know if I showed that here. So that is my landing page for a freebie, for one of my freebies with the 3 clear outcomes that it lets them do. Okay, just reading what you've got here. I use Techmatics, and you can have them go straight to the form. So I will create a landing page, but there aren't really 3 clear outcomes. Yeah. So I would want to see, so why should someone take the quiz? What is the quiz going to help them discover? So if you go through, I think I've got the freebie training in Funnel Envy. Let's see. Clarify your offer, create a freebie. I know we talked about this a little bit, but if you go through this so that they can understand what the clear outcome is, but also what are the key takeaways. And I think we did some examples over in the co-working and implementation sessions as well. Yes, they'll know how significant the issue is. So I'd always think of framing it through what does that person want to know? What do they what do they want to know? Like we can always come at it with our expert hat on, but the person we're talking to, what do they want to know? And how can we speak in their language? The questions that they're actually asking, the language that they're actually using is a really good guide for writing our clear outcome and like our offer promise. What the quiz will help them with ultimately, but also the key takeaways as well that they will have. If you create that landing page copy, I'm happy to review that for you. If you look in here, even in this section, you can grab this freebie worksheet that I have. I recommend you go through this to actually be able to get this done. That'll help you sort of form the language for your freebie, and then you can pop it on the questions thread, and I'm happy to answer it for you. But let me know, please, in the comments if you have any other follow-up questions. I'll make a second landing page. I have a landing page for the workshop, which is free too. Yeah, so you want a landing page for each of your lead magnets. So each of your freebies, your workshop would have a landing page. Your quiz would have a landing page because they're separate entry points. Alrighty, diving over onto our questions thread today. Oh, yes, Margot, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to dive into some of these ones and answer them. And then I'll jump back over and answer your questions, any other questions that you have as well. All right, so having a look here for Lena. We were talking about her latest funnel. And I asked her about, how many views has she had on a previous offer. So the offer wasn't... the previous offer wasn't converting as well as she'd hoped. And then she has created a new one. So I have asked her to please check the views that she had on the Tripwire page for the previous offer. And most importantly, to figure out whether the freebie and the Tripwire align. I talked about this in a YouTube video that I created yesterday, and I touched on it in this post as well, this great framework that Alex Mosey gives, which I think is just really easy to understand when it comes to our freebies and our core offers and things like tripwires. But every offer that we have, when we're wanting someone to grab a freebie and then we're wanting someone to purchase a next offer, being able to ask, you can't get X without Y. So like Y should be the next thing. Like, for example, in my own funnel, it's, I might have a sales page checklist, but then the Tripwire actually helps them write the sales page. So this might give them a framework, but it's like, you can't have a sales page without actually being able to write the sales page. And my sales page builder board is that thing. So you can't get X, you can't get a sales page without having the builder board. And then once they get the builder board, they get a bump offer, which is the AI launch email prompts. And you can't have purchases on your sales page without having an email sequence that sends them to the sales page. And then the step after that is funnel NV. So you can't have a sales page and emails that are going to make sales for you without having all the pieces of a funnel. So that's where I'm always thinking when it comes to our offer suites, it's so important that we have this sort of logic in it. People want a result. You show them that in order to actually get X, they also need Y, and Y is your tripwire. We want your offer to feel essential. So this goes for any freebies you're creating. Make sure it opens up a loop that when someone looks at your next step, that they actually feel like it is essential to them. And I shared another example from my funnel here. So I asked her, does your audience want to build a custom GPT? I know that is a bit of an advanced thing these days that has some awareness around it. I think especially for people who are really established entrepreneurs, but it's maybe not everyone's level of awareness. Okay, so let me see what she said here. I think you're onto something. My tripwire might feel like a nice to have, like it's a more convenient way to build a custom GPT and faster, i.e. in 30 minutes versus figuring it out in your own, on your own in a ChatGPT conversation. I feel like my audience maybe isn't as familiar with custom GPT, so just telling them, hey, buy this custom GPT feels a bit unknown to them. I think that's really important to think about awareness. How aware is our audience of this particular offer that we're presenting to them? And does it line up with the thing that they're getting, the freebie? Is the jump too far? Freebie is you need to build your own custom GPT, and the tripwire is here's a GPT to build a GPT. Might also be confusing and overwhelming to them. And that's why I created GPT Prep School. So it's like, here's the A to Z of building a custom GPT versus just getting the steps in the freebie, kind of like a roadmap. GPT Prep School has the GPT Builder. I feel like I'm saying that word a lot. Has the GPT Builder inside of it. So they can do this faster. But the main thing is the mini course that walks you through the steps with a Google Doc to fill out and then use to build the GPT. Okay, so they're getting... has a builder, and then a mini course, which you can then build a GPT. I ditched the idea of the tripwire, and I've been trying to sell GPT Prep School via email sequence and not really gotten any clicks yet, although I haven't really put enough people through the funnel yet. You're also right in asking where my audience's awareness is around building custom GPTs. I think a lot of them think the idea of building an AI employee in ChatGPT sounds cool, but it feels like there's a missing step. Maybe I'm assuming they're more ready than they are. Okay, when I'm reading this, my thought is that maybe they're thinking that it takes them a lot of work, because this is the first thing that comes to my mind. Especially if something is positioned as a tripwire, right? So I know you've been trying to sell it separately, but just come along with me here with this concept. So we are trying to position this as something like that's a fast get. When we're getting, especially being positioned with something that's tripwire, I really want and need something that is like a no-brainer to purchase. And if it is taking a lot of brain calories for me to figure out, 1, what this is, 2, why I need it, and 3, like even reading this, I feel like, oh my gosh, this kind of sounds cool, but that would take me so long. I have to like learn about the GPT. I have to have a Google Doc. I have to like learn how to create my own GPT. This process sounds like it would take me some time. And I mean, the whole point of AI is that it's fast, right? But this is the whole concept of building your own GPT. So I do wonder if maybe it depends on the audience, right? But I wonder if, especially as a tripwire, it could just, like a tripwire needs to be that instant pain alleviation. So I think, for me, one that I've run in the past is someone gets a welcome email template. Then on the next page, it's a $7 offer for 52 email templates. Today, I've changed them to AI prompts because it's faster. So I'm thinking this is instantly solving their issue. It's a no-brainer because I've struggled to write emails before. It's taken me so much time, but now you're just giving it to me and it's going to take me 10 minutes or less to write an email. Fantastic. So it's like remove this pain point from that I was having. So I'd also keep that in mind when you're thinking about a tripwire, especially wanting someone to take a quick step. Like how is this a no-brainer offer that is going to be quick, fast, easier for them? So I think that could be some friction there. Awareness. I think a lot of them think the idea of building an AI employee in ChatGPT sounds cool, but it feels like there's a step missing. Maybe I'm assuming someone more ready than they are. I'm like, I loved your idea of giving me the GPTs. Like, I'm giving you your AI employee for your emails. I'm giving you your AI employee for your, I don't know, Instagram content. Like you had a bunch of them. Like that sounded really much more appealing to me personally. Again, I'm not your audience. Because it sounded quick and fast, and I just purchased this thing and they load up into my ChatGPT, and I'm like, oh, cool. Now I can write my emails with this, as opposed to the idea of having to build it from scratch. Like I don't have time for that. If someone's already built it for me, that's fantastic. However, I know there could be customizations to the audience, and it depends on their level of awareness. Some of my audience, though, is already building custom GPTs, but are doing it badly. No framework, no plan, writing system, instructions by hand, not refining their GPTs, build random GPTs versus ROI-driven ones. Part of me is struggling to pinpoint who I'm talking to. I made GPT Prep School speak to someone building their first custom GPT or their first proper custom GPT following a real process, but maybe that's not right. I think, again, it comes down to like, what do you want to be known for? like you could definitely have this and it be your main like offer, but the audience you're wanting to attract is probably going to may be different than the one you're talking to right now. It may be an entrepreneur, say, who is more advanced. Like even me, I don't feel like I currently need to create my own custom GPT, but you see someone, for example, who is a course creator, who has a membership. I've seen an offer out there recently that was like, it was so specific and it made sense to me, right? So it's for membership owners and helping membership owners, like something like this, create a custom GPT that like walks people through their whole process, walks their students through it. So it felt cool because for a membership owner, it's like, wow, this is such a value add for my students if they had this custom GPT with all of my brain in it, that they can then have access to my course materials, but they also can go to the GPT and everything's in there. Like that's really specific, right? So I think if you want to teach how to create a custom GPT, that's fine. If that is what you are excited about and you're like, yes, this could be my main offer, this would be awesome. Like, I think this would be more like a main offer personally. But then, you know, refining really who that person is so, so important. Excuse me. So refining who that person is that even wants to build a custom GPT, because then in your top of funnel content, you can be talking to that person. Like you're a course creator or you're a membership owner and like they have a reason to create the custom GPT, not just a business owner who maybe wants to save time. Because a business owner who wants to save time is probably not going to even bother spending the time creating custom GPT. Like I'm not going to do that. I'm not even ready for that yet. It's just something that I've seen like, oh, maybe in the future, you know, I may not even be at that level of sophistication yet. Maybe in the future, you know, it's a later issue. When I have 1,000 members, it could be cool to do this. And then it could be really valuable, right? And even playing into like, you might be getting left behind as an online educator or as even a coach, like maybe it's speaking to coaches and how they could use a custom GPT to improve their coaching business, help their coaching clients, or like, you know, what's the messaging that someone would need to hear? Like, if you don't do this, you're going to be left behind, but also, you know, you can put your brain into this and make it so much, increase the value for your clients. Like, I don't think it's an easy sell. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's like a super easy sell, but I think if you nail exactly who you're talking to, then you can speak to the importance of creating a GPT to their unique situation. Then it's going to be more powerful. And again, I don't see that as being a tripwire because a tripwire is something that I want to alleviate my pain straight away. Like, yeah. And I think, I would love to know exactly who you want to talk to because then we can create a more valuable offer suite for them because you have so many good ideas. I'd even love, like, I would love for you to figure out who do you most want to help? What is a big issue that you really want to help them with? And then we can sort of work in all the pieces because right now I know you're like sort of jumping around from thing to thing, trying to figure out what works. But if you figure out what you are excited about offering and exactly who that person is, then we can like nail down super granular on all of those different like angles that you want to use in your messaging and your content to talk to them, and then figure out like what that offer suite is that makes sense for that person, and for you, what you want to offer. I'll have a look at this anyway. What is it? Build your first AI employee without needing to be a tech genius. 6-step clone your brain method for. Is this one you had before? The freebie you had before? Actually, think like you because you can stop being the bottleneck. So it teaches you how to build high leverage GPTs. Okay, I wouldn't include this here, by the way. The $17 thing, because it might actually stop someone from even getting your freebie. I think just this is fine. And what did you say? 150 views overall, but maybe 30 to 40 for the latest version of it. And okay, 30 to 40 is not enough data to know how sorry, this is the tripwire. Okay. See if you've got your conversion rate on your current freebie. Oh, here you said 59% of people joining it every day from TikTok. So there's obviously something in this message. Obviously, your TikTok content is resonating with them, and people are going, "Yep, that's what I need," and they're going over and grabbing your freebie. So that's a good news. It's hard to tweak this though without knowing what you wanting to ultimately sell people into, because I like to work backwards from the core offer. So this is obviously resonating with people. I don't think you have to throw this out. I don't even think you have to throw out the idea of GPT prep school. But you do need to know, be laser focused on who you're speaking to and why this even matters for them. Build or fix your custom GPT in under 90 minutes. Even fix feels like fix is like extra advanced. Because they've got to already have one. To me, when I read this, I'm feeling like this is for the person who has already created a custom GPT, has awareness around what custom GPTs are, and it's not quite working for them. So they would have like a high awareness about GPTs and that they could potentially be good, and so on. But then you've also got, if you've never built one, I also don't see a beautiful visual of what it is. So it's giving me not a lot of clarity around what it is. So I actually probably wouldn't purchase something unless I saw a visual, because I can't even imagine what it is. I love how in some of your other offers you had a video walkthrough. I thought that was so fantastic for the other tripwire you had. But this offer concept isn't bad. It's just I want to it's only going to convert if we are crystal clear on who we're talking to, because I don't know if this is for me. Business tool, there are so many types of businesses, and I'd be interested to know in your content that you're doing on TikTok, who are you speaking to? Are you just talking like in your business in general? Because I think it's going to be like the whole flow of someone having that, getting the freebie and then getting the next thing is going to be if they are the right person, if they're the person who is the perfect fit for your offer. So a few things to think about to summarize. Who do you want to talk to? What do you want to offer? Well, what do you want to ultimately offer? Your core offer. What excites you? Okay. And then who is that person, who it is for? The best fit person. Like getting really specific, not just general in terms of a business owner. And then I think we can look at these other pieces, like work back from your core offer, whether it's this, whether it's something else. I love what you had before, but if you feel more excited about doing this, like what do you ultimately want to help people with? And then we can work in and fill in the pieces to actually make sure that the messaging is laser focused to that person. And then we can look at other pieces like, the mock-up and all of that. But there's no point really talking about that until I think we're crystal clear on the offer and who it is for. You could even go through, I would recommend even going through, where is it? Classroom. the clarify your offer stage. I'm not sure if you've gone through this, but I would go through this. And you can even do this for a lower priced offer. You can do it for a higher priced offer and sort of figure this out. Like there are so many types of offers that I could see working amazing for you. And I'm happy to talk about that more. But I would really figure out like who it's for and what you really, want to offer. Like, yeah. I don't want to throw too many spanners in the works, but my brain goes in so many different directions. Like, it could be that you have your sort of tool that they get access to, or it could be that you end up creating something like a school community like this, but it's specifically all about custom GPTs and using them in a online education business or a digital product business or a coaching business or a service provider business, or it's like GPT for that sort of business, and it has so many different ways that you could teach it and opens it up to other things as like a core offer. But I don't know what's in your brain and what you're ultimately wanting to offer and what excites you. So I'm going to shut up about that. But let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. I'm happy to flesh this more out for you, but I do recommend going through that clarify your main offer section if you need to get more clarity, and then we can chat more about it. Alrighty. Okay. I'm just going to jump back over to you, Margot, as well. Alrighty. Okay. Remove this. Jump back on. So Margie said, okay, you'll get on it. Maybe another good outcome in the quiz will help them know if their issues are a good match for the course. It's hard for me to think of more things that come before my offer. Can my tripwire or bump offer be things that are adjacent needs? My workshop sets them up to be ready for the course. Of course it does, yeah. You don't have to create a bump or a tripwire. It just can help if you are running ads to have a low cost offer to run it to, or to have a tripwire behind your, when someone signs up for your workshop, it just helps offset the cost of running paid ads. So that's when I would consider that for you if you're wanting to really scale up with ads. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to drive a higher volume of traffic into your funnel. All right. I'm going to look over and review Katrina's mock-up. Attached to my revised mock-up. Is this better? It's very hard to fit everything in and make it look polished and add the pretty bits. Here's a Canva document showing the bonuses. Plan separately if you have other ideas about how I might organize it. The bonus for the email urgency will be called Study Like a Pro or something like that. It will be a 15-minute. Okay, first of all, let's look at the mock-up. I like this. I think it's much better. Yeah, I think you've done a good job. I think it's much better than what it was before. I can definitely see the different pieces, which is great. I like that we've got you here and your face. You've got parent coaching session. This is a bit hard to read, so I'd even pop it over this. Like you can even put the text instead of putting it here. You can put it on the video, or you can put it like over this screen here, like parent coaching session. only thing that could be missing is I feel maybe just the feeling of, like, obviously these are the things that they get access to, but the feeling of coaching with you. I love that you've got this image. I'm trying to think how it could be possible to integrate that a little bit more. But I like that you've created all these different pieces. Love this. I think you made that, yeah, with Napkin AI. That's really cool. So even like this thing that says, let me try here, parent coaching session, and maybe like ungroup this. Oh, sitting kind of funny. I would maybe use like an iPad for this. Kind of find the something like these frames are great. Say something like this, because then you'll see the image of the parent much better in there, and you can kind of put this like here, even like this. You can even make it so you've got rectangle. This isn't quite right. You want the font to be a bit bigger. Okay, I grabbed this image and I'd actually put that image into this and remove the gift voucher part and just make sure it's the original image. And then let's just put like white behind this, and then your blue. What color was it? This one. Something like that, and then have the nice image. You sort of play around with this. Really, you want to, I'll leave this for you to play around with, but you want people to be able to see each bit as well, so that when your mock-up, you think like it's not huge, like obviously it has all the pieces, but you want them to be able to see the different parts drawn out. And I think you've done a good job of this. I would change that one, like, so it's on like an iPad maybe. And is there a way to also include, I feel like what's missing is the coaching sessions. So maybe you could display like the different, how many coaching sessions do they get? Is it like 6 or something? So you could even display that in like, you know, like almost like the coaching sessions could be like little little like designed like overlapping maybe. Look, I'm not a designer. I play around with this stuff for a long time. This may not be right, but just kind of like a set of being able to show the sessions and say you talking with someone, or actually, how are they doing the sessions? Is it on Zoom? So even a picture of you presenting and talking like this, like this. Obviously, we don't want all just like you. Even if you had, like, say, what would you do in a coaching session? Would you hold up a book? Maybe you're showing them something. Maybe you're standing at a whiteboard. So like some different images like that, I think, to be able to show the coaching sessions would be really great. And I'd love to see the coaching sessions in here, because I feel like we're missing that sort of coaching element. Like, you've got the resources, which is great, but then if we saw also the coaching element, that would be cool. But I think that'll help. And then let me grab the link again. All right, and then what else have you got here? The bonus for the email agency will be called Study Like a Pro. It'll be a 50-minute coaching session introducing the student to the study cycle and study senses. 2 key concepts that help anyone learning something so they never forget it. So are you adding in an additional coaching session? Do they want another coaching session, and would that be an incentive for them? Because they're getting coaching with you, it may well be. Or is it that, maybe it's they get a bonus, like video resource. I mean, you're the expert and you've worked with people, so you know what's going to be most appealing to them. So this sounds good, but just make sure it is something that's like the parent, because they're the one purchasing, is going to go, oh, we absolutely need this. We need this coaching session about the study cycle, or we need this, video workshop about the study cycle, or some kind of, resource. All right. And then Lizzie. Okay, more updates, and added a pop-up that is exit intent with the only freebie I have right now that sort of fits. I need to work through your freebie stuff to get it up, but for now I need something. Okay, cool. Yeah, work through the freebie stuff for sure. Okay, let me pull this up. Just close these windows. Oh, this is good. See, that feels really clear to me. Yes. Okay. This feels so much more clear to me, because when I looked at it the other day, I was like, it didn't feel super clear, but now I know who this is. For the scaling course creator and digital product seller. So it's a course creator, a digital product seller who's obviously growing their brand, and they need their brand to keep up because they've had a really crappy brand or they feel embarrassed by it, right? So that's what I would expect to see in your messaging when you're talking about this. Like right now, if you're a course creator, you're a digital product seller, you've been selling a lot and you're growing your course sales and your digital product sales, and it feels like your brand has been left behind. You're so embarrassed of your brand, all of that sort of language. That's how I would talk about it when it comes to your content. That's what's going to hook them in. Okay, your brand, your website. Oh, leaving, then at least fix the one thing killing your sales. Instantly download the offer fixer PDF step-by-step and polish to make your offer irresistible. Then let Power Brands sell on. Okay, that's interesting. I think it could be helpful for them. I think you can do a more laser focused offer that is specifically going to be relevant to their brand though. Because right now, say if you're targeting the growing course creator and digital product seller, well, then their offer is probably good if they're growing and they're making sales, but it's more like they need to fix their brand. So, gosh, go through the freebie exercise and let me know what ideas come up for you. I could think of a few for you, but I don't want to put them in your head because you know your audience best. So I'd love to sort of workshop them with you once you go through that. I think this is fine. I wouldn't I like the sort of Elise fix the one thing killing your sales. I like the language, but if I think about the person who you're wanting to attract, it sounds like they're already growing, their offer's already selling. It's more like the embarrassment. So I would tap into that sort of angle when you think about a freebie, and then really think about what is a step before this. Maybe there's something that they need to do to be ready for this. I don't know what that is. Again, I don't want to put ideas in your head. Maybe it's like, I'm trying to think for myself. Maybe it's some kind of like mood board or something. Maybe it's not. But I think about like what is something that is that sort of first step, bite-sized thing. Maybe even something that really like feels like it takes a lot of weight off their shoulders, helps them get some clarity when it comes to their brand, because maybe they're feeling sort of confused by it, embarrassed by it, or makes them feel excited. And then here you are presenting them with the different options. This looks beautiful, by the way. Let me just look at this. Love this. Yeah, I like this. I get even more, specific in your VSL about like, if you are a course creator who is, or if you're a course creator, or you did your product seller who is making sales, who is selling your offer and making sales, but right now it feels like your brand has been left way back in 2015. I mean, you don't have to use that language, or you could just use another way of saying, but right now it feels like your brand doesn't actually represent who you are, or it feels like your brand is embarrassing. Like, the words that people are saying to you. So like, don't take my words for it, please. But like, look at the words when people are coming to you and they're going, oh, Lizzie, like my brand's just embarrassing. Or I just like, what are the things that you're hearing over and over again from your ideal customers? That's what I'd start it with. And then say, I've got just a solution for you. I want to help you be able to build a brand, website, and launch this all in just 14 days. And then be like, but first, who am I? I'm Lizzie. This is all my experience, blah, blah, blah. Now I know that, the normal way to get a brand is by going through, submitting an application, getting on someone's discovery call, like list out the whole process. Like this usually takes so long. It can take even, like, you could use this comparison, like it can usually take up to 2 weeks even to get a discovery call in the calendar, or that's not quite right. 2 weeks to even get an application or have a conversation with a designer, maybe. Think about what that actually is. But with Power Brands, you will actually be able to have your entire brand website and copy launched in just 14 days, in the time that it would usually take you to have one discovery call with another designer. So it's like you're able to move so fast. I would tap into that. Yeah, you got this here. No templates, no waiting. Keep your tech stack. Just a fast collaborative sprint that delivers your brand, copy, and site in 14 days. Cool. I would differentiate as well. Maybe we need to differentiate here a little bit. Like, maybe first it's speaking to, you do not have to wait to get whatever that language is, right, that I said before. You do not have to wait to get no waiting the typical 3-month or whatever you think it is, 6-month timeline to get a custom brand from a designer. Because they want that in between, right? They don't want a generic template. They want something that's more personalized to them, but without waiting. Maybe it's even saying like, you will get a personalized, a personalized brand identity, whatever that language is. Like you'll get everything, personalized brand identity, or like you'll get personalized, if you think you need to spell it out a little bit more, but you've kind of said this. So you'll get a personalized brand identity. I mean, you could even just say like, in the time it typically takes another designer to even get on a call with you. I feel like that's a bit of like a, ooh, because it's true, because they want it fast. And then you can mention sort of, it's a collaborative. Maybe we're saying that, and then we're saying, and no, this isn't, because that could be the objection in their head, because it's so fast. Is it just a template? And no, this isn't another generic template like the ones you see all over Instagram, or like, that's not really it, like the ones you see all the other coaches having. This is a quick this is like a customized, this is a custom brand to you. Or we could say it like, say that first. Like, no, this isn't a generic template like those, like all the other sites, like the sites all the other coaches are using. This is a custom brand to you. In the bye, Margot. Thank you for joining us. This is a custom brand to you. This is a custom brand to you that you'll get in the same amount of time it takes just to get on a call with a designer. I don't know. I'd work that a little bit. That's not quite flowing for me, but I think that's the things that we need to hit on there. And it's just figuring out which order to have that in, what's like top of mind for them. So if you're reading this, are you then going, oh my gosh, is it just a generic template that everyone's going to have? Let's like clear that out. It's not. And just say it very clearly. Like, I like here, you've got the gist of it, but I'm just thinking, how can we say it really clearly? And then to emphasize that they're getting this sort of custom approach, but you're getting the custom approach without the custom timeline, without the timeline like it usually takes, right? And maybe without the price tag, although I could be wrong. I haven't looked at your prices. And again, you like do speak to this here, which I like. Okay, here, how much of my time is this going to take? I'm swamped. When it says about 2 weeks, I'd actually, I'm wondering straight away, I know you've got this down here, but I'm straight away thinking, oh, so do you need me every single day for 2 weeks, right? I would make it clear. It's like, you'll review once, we revise it in 2 weeks, you've got say review once. It's literally like, how long does it take? 60 minutes? Around 60 minutes, just once over the next 2 weeks. Something like that. Because when you say 2 weeks, I immediately, even if I don't read the rest, like this is what's bolded. So that's something that I'm thinking. So how can we make that sound faster and just like, oh, it's just, you'll only need to do this during this time. Just a review once, which takes about 60 seconds, and we'll handle the rest. This is so cool. I love this. Cool. I'd be perhaps comparing this to how much it usually costs. Is this how much it usually costs to get some kind of custom design? Is it, I don't know how much that is these days. Is it like $7,000, $10,000, $5,000? Like, I know you're not positioning this as cheap, and we don't want to, but also it is. I believe it is a more affordable option. Like, how can we then going completely custom in a project that takes months? maybe it's like custom brand design typically costs, double the price. Like we don't make it sound cheap, but yeah. All right, this is looking good. Hopefully this gives you something more to chew on. I think work on this little bit to clarify that. That'd be awesome. And then sort of look through these different pieces and the questions to make sure that they are really answering everything and crushing objections. Like I always think, is this bringing up a new objection? Does this bring up a new objection? How can I crush it? How can I crush it? And then eventually, you don't need to update the VSL right now, but I think once every other piece is solidified, then you can update this. Awesome. Thanks, Lizzie. Okay, let me just reply to your question here too. Alrighty. Okay, lovely. That's all our reviews for today. Thank you so much. If you're watching back, please let me know. Please, I want to let you know that you can always ask me on this questions thread any questions you have, and I will review them for you. But thank you for those who have joined us today, and have a great week.